Hi, and thanks everybody for who showed up to the Discord channel. I'll leave the same link in this video if you'd like to join. I added this tab today just for latest hoax decoding, meaning that if it's significant enough or if it's something that can be used to pull people out, pull someone's mind from the slavery of that sea, the ring of forgetfulness, then I'll use that as an opportunity. Absolutely. Because through Christ alone, you are given life. Right? You were given the mind of Christ. You were given the light of truth. You were given, because all truth is from God, period. All lies are from the liar, right? The Antichrist, the fallen light, right? The prince of the air, the idea, the power that controls the environment. And by environment, don't think the natural environment, think the mental and belief environment, because what one believes is what drives them daily, not what is true, because the truth is foreign to them. In fact, the truth is the truth regardless of any one person ever noticing it or taking note of it. It remains the truth. A lie, however, is brought into being. It is a false light that is then believed in and on, and thus propels people into behaviors, which behavior modification, call it, that leaves from their godlike repose, right? Because you're reposing with God naturally in the truth and the light of Christ. And if you choose to fall into something like this, which most people live in this lie existence, this is just a version of the same thing. At all times, the truth is foreign to them. It is something that they do not recognize because they do not actually seek it. Don't believe that it's hidden, because it's not. It's that it is not sought after by those who live in darkness. All right. So remember I told you about the Zion Code, the idea of numbers and the idea of intent. Numbers mean everything, all right? To put it bluntly, in this physical existence, because everything within your physical existence can be reduced to a number. What time you did something, how long you did something, how much you drank, ate, this, that, and the other thing. Everything can be weighed and monitored and put into a digit format. So with that understanding, numbers need intent behind them to actually reveal the power. So while you have 1 through 9 and the zero being a transformation, meaning that it can be a zero of no concern, or you, by your own free will, can turn it into a 1. Then you would have the 9, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, because you concerned yourself, 2, 3, 4. You see, it's 9, 1, 1. It is the idea of your towers, the truth within you, brought down, your temples, left and right. It is brought down upon itself through the idea of a mind weapon, or a Zion mind weapon, an idea of a novel idea that you then bring into your temple, your existence. You allow it to infect your peace, and then thus your temples are brought down. 9/11, again and again and again and again. Which is why I talked to you about in the 9/11 Echo video, how 9/11, what most people think of is just an event which happened on September 11th in 2001. That is just a type of the same. It is a 9/11 event that happened in the physical space, just a controlled demolition, where nobody died, nobody got hurt, period, fact. If you claim otherwise, you are in fact a liar. Let's get that straight. Because there was a controlled demolition that day. Everything else is a lie. everything that was born of that lie is a lie. That leads you into all kinds of other revelations about understanding about war and things like that being in fact a hoax. War is controlled demolition and strategic relocation. Period. So, before I get too far afield, and go back to the intent of the numbers, the idea of the 7, the idea of the Zion, is the same as the ring. Think of if you have something, if you have a belt or ring, you need something to strike it with. That would be your Zion or your 7. The strike to the mind, the idea, the strike plate. Sparking that interest. Again, the 7. 4, 5, 7. Right? Do you see it there? Again, the 7. Again, the 7. Now the reason being, and now look, you'll see this. What's very interesting about that is bring that up to the 9. Bring it then with the 7, right? Because 7 and 9 are very related. Because when you combine them, you create the 16, which you will see in stories as well, which again reduces to the 7. All right, so this is telling you that they are trying to bring this into existence. All right, it's a novel, right? So that you understand what novel means, and so that we all are working with the same understanding of the words being used. A fictitious prose, all right, a narrative, a story. Now, so then you understand prose. It's a written or spoken language in ordinary form. So that just means press conferences, talking, witnesses. It's just ordinary conversation, all right, without metrical structure. Now that's very interesting because the life lives without metrical structure. So then that is where the lies will be written and spoken of. Because once you understand what metrical structure is, it's countable and uncountable, meaning that it can be discerned as true or untrue. Because the truth can be verified. It is revealed by God to you, that you then, through your own observation, witness to it, because you observe it and you test it and you verify. Because you test and verify every word before you put it into your temple, as being something that drives you daily. Because otherwise you will be driven from the true and straight and narrow path. You will be driven astray by your own free will. Don't ever put it upon somebody else. All right. So anyways, this novel idea, so you have the 7, but then even as it goes across the plane of existence that you live on, the idea of deviations called depth and elevation, the idea of lights in the sky, the idea of the sunlight, the moonlight, the starlights, the first giving you a daily time reference, the second giving you a monthly calendar, the third giving you the monthly mosaic of the time of year. They are all created to give you that witness. Nothing more, nothing less. You can't go fly to them in a spacecraft because that just doesn't happen. Alright, you understand all that, right? So anyways, 14 and 14 it looks like, right? So then 14 and 14 goes into the 28, the idea of the 4 sevens together, the idea of the swastika, the idea of the sun sign, the idea of the false light, which is brought into your existence if you choose to believe this nonsense. So again, just like Ebola, just like all the rest of those nonsense stories we talked about years and years ago, this is a hoax. Nobody died and nobody got hurt. All right? Cheers. Have a great day.